Assalamualaikum and good morning to my dear panels and my beloved friends. My name is Nur Akila Amira and today I'm going to present my research on phytochemicals compositions and antimicrobial activity of Garcinia atrivirdis leaf methanol extract. Without further ado, let's begin with the breakdown of study. AMR stands for antimicrobial resistance. It refers of how the bacteria, fungi and viruses is able to resist the effect of the antimicrobial drugs, which is making infections way more harder to be treated. According to the CDC, Central Control of Disease, state that approximately about 5 million death cases, while in Malaysia about 14,000 death cases back in 2019. Based on the diagram, the red area shows that how serious Malaysia has been affected by antimicrobial resistance. According to WHO, about 88% have been practiced a traditional medicine such as therapies, yoga, and herbal. Therefore, natural products as an alternative treatments from the herbal remedies can be potential to be effective to fight against the antimicrobial resistance in a way more safer. Next, in this research, I use leaf of Garcinia atrivirdis, or commonly known as asam gulugo, which mainly used in Malaysia as a cooking dishes. These plants contain biological activities such as antioxidants, antimicrobial, and anti-inflammatory. And it's also plant rich in phytochemical properties such as xanthones, organic acids, and also flavonoids. Traditional leaves have been used to treat ailments such as postpartum medications, cough, throat irritation, dandruff, and also stomachache that are related to pregnancy. But for recent studies, it shows the potential as antimicrobial agents, making it effective to fight against the various infections like bacteria. So, to address the pressing issue of antimicrobial resistance, this research focuses on two primary objectives, which are to identify the phytochemical properties of GAME using GCMS. Secondly, to determine the antimicrobial activity of GAME against several pathogenic bacteria. Now, let's move to the methodology. We started with the sample preparations. The leaf of G. atrivirdis were cleaned and air-dried to remove the moisture, and the dry weight was measured. Next is the plant extractions. The leaves were soaked with the methanol about 3 days, and the GAME was obtained by using the rota vapor machine. 3 bacteria was prepared to test the efficiency of the GAME towards the bacteria growth. Therefore, biochemical tests and gram stainings were carried out to determine the identity of the bacteria. The bacteria used is E. coli, S. aureus, and P. aeruginosa. Next step is the MIC method, where it's done by inoculating the bacteria into the GAME. And the bacteria growth was obtained by using spectrophotometer. Next step is this diffusion, where is the emission zone was measured after being tested with the GAME, followed by the ANOVA test, which is the data analysis and the interpretations. On second objective, after methanol extractions, the GAME was identified the phytochemical compositions by using GCMS machine. Based on the research, this is the methods that has been used to collect the data. Based on the results of the gram stainings, under microscope shows that E. coli and P. aeruginosa, it is a gram-negative characteristics, while S. aureus shows the gram-positive. This method is for bacterial identifications. Next is biochemical test. 2 tests was carried out, which is indole test and also catalase test. S. aureus show positive results on catalase test. This is because bubbles that are formed from the hydrogen peroxides, which is turned into oxygen gas and water. E. coli shows positive results in the indole test because it has ability to metabolize the tryptophan. Next is phytochemical analysis. Discovered about 76 compounds were reported. Hexadecanoic acid methyl ester is mostly abundant with the highest peak. Second highest peak is octadecanoic acid methyl ester. Based on previous research, found that hexadecanoic acid is saturated with various medicinal properties. It has been found to regulate inflammations by inhibiting phospholipase A2, and it has potential as an inflammatory agent. Mostly abundant compound is a nonpolar. Next, based on this diagram, among 76 compounds that were detected, only 9 compounds that are matched with the database. Next, we continue with the MIC results. During serodilution of extracts, 7 concentrations has been used from 10 mg per ml until 0.00001 mg per ml. Based on the results, shows that IC50 values of SRS, E. coli, and P. aeruginosa were 5 mg per ml, 5 mg per ml, and 3 mg per ml respectively. According to results, the lowest IC50 value recorded was P. aeruginosa at 3 mg per ml. This indicates that the lowest IC50 value, the effective concentrations to inhibit the growth of the bacteria. Next, this graph shows the percentage of inhibition against the concentrations from the three different types of the bacteria. This graph is plotted to identify the IC50. Based on the results, this indicates that IC50 value falls between 0.01 and 10 mg per ml. Next, let's continue with the distribution assays. E. coli and SRS show zone inhibitions at a positive control concentrations. Meanwhile, at P. aeruginosa shows the zone inhibition activity at positive control and a concentration of 10 mg per ml. Based on the table, it shows that GAME shows a promising result against P. aeruginosa with inhibition zone of 0.5 mm. This indicates that at concentration 10 mg per ml is able to inhibit the growth of the bacteria of P. aeruginosa. Lastly, let's conclude this research on the conclusion part. First, we successfully detected 76 compounds from the GAME using GCMS method. Among the 76 compounds, only 9 compounds were identified in the database. Hexadecanoic acid is the most abundant that were detected. GAME was subjected for their antibacterial activity by using the MIC and also distribution assays. The lowest IC50 were against the P. aeruginosa at 3 mg per ml. Next is GAME show a promising result against the P. aeruginosa with the inhibition zone of 0.5 mm. Lastly, however, GAME shows significantly different when compared to the streptomycin antibiotic DIGs. For recommendation, can be tried to use different extraction solvents to get extract bioactive compound from G. atrivirdis. Secondly, try to test with different bacteria to identify how antimicrobial activity of GAME will be react. Lastly is fractionations of GAME using different polarity solvents to get the isolated bioactive compound. Last but not least, this is the list of the reference. Thank you.